Okay. So firstly, I know that there are only MBA students who are present here. And may I request other participants to please be on mute because it's echoing. Okay, thank you. So firstly, the placement strategy is for the 2020 and the 2021 batch. I know that there are MBA students who are both first years as well as second years. So there are some key points that I will talk in this particular webinar on what is applicable for first, what is applicable for the second year students, and some points are applicable for both. Firstly, why is this topic chosen? Okay, why is this topic chosen? The placement strategy post-pandemic. So what has changed in the last couple of months that requires every one of us to change our approach, our mindset, our preparation? Okay, first of all, who is this placement strategy for? This placement strategy is not for your respective college. It's not for the companies. They have their strategies. But more importantly, this entire session, this entire webinar is for seeing what should be your placement strategy. All the students who are people who will discuss with your friends, this is for you. Okay, why is this to be different this year? First of all, we all know it's going to be a very, very big recession. People are going to be laid off in companies. People who are experienced. There are going to be budget cuts. Companies don't have money. So when companies don't have money and when there is a recession, what will happen? First thing that will happen is there will be fewer recruitment drives. Okay, and when there are fewer recruitment drives, let us say in a normal year, 10 companies would have recruited 10 students each. So that would mean 100 students have gotten jobs. Now, out of these 10 companies, 5 companies don't have requirements. So their recruitment numbers are 0. The other 5 have requirements, but they are very less, probably 2 each. They might have 2 each. So 5 into 2, 10. What was 10 into 10, 100 jobs has now become 10 jobs. So what does this mean? It means that because there are fewer hires, because there will be fewer drives, you have to be very, very, very smart in your preparation. You need to have the strategy to deal with this. That is what we are going to discuss in this particular session. Why is this relevant for both 2020 batch and 2021 batch? 2020 batch, we know all of them are in their final semester and they are either they'll soon sit for some drives that will be held in their companies, or they'll graduate and sit. It's also applicable for the 2021 batch. Why? Because this backlog will not clear. It will not clear and say, okay, from July of 2020, everything will be okay. No, it will carry forward to the next year. People will be still looking for jobs in September, October, November. So it will be applicable for the 2021 batch also. So whether you are in the first year, whether you are in the second year, it is applicable for both. Let me give an example, right? Many of you might think, okay, how can is it enough if I improve a little? If you see the World Cup finals, right? If I ask you 100 meters running, we only know the guy who's come in first. We don't even remember the guy who comes in second. We don't remember the guy who comes in last. But the difference between them is not even 1 second. So every little bit that you practice, every little bit that you follow this strategy will help you secure. Okay, and before I start off with the strategy, the first thing that I have to tell and things that I have to remember, we see a lot of students when they are students, they feel, oh no, we will look at it later, we will manage somehow, and that will be their mindset when they are students. Once they graduate, their mindset is, oh God, I should have listened before. See, I don't personally know any of you who are participating here. So I am not your faculty member to scold you, or I'm just sharing my experience because I see seniors who don't listen and then they suffer after they graduate. So the easier it will be if you start incorporating the strategies there. So what will be my agenda for the session? Firstly, I want to look at 7 fundamentals that you can't make any mistakes in. Okay, which means available opportunities that are there. How can you make the best use of these available opportunities? So first we will look at some 7 fundamentals. Then we look at 7 key actions. So how do you create new opportunities in this COVID-19 scenario? So firstly, 7 fundamentals that you should ensure that it's absolutely in place. You can't say, oh, no, I will try to do some. No, these first 7 you have to do. The next 7, if you do, you'll get that edge. It will increase your speed in that race. Okay, and then we will keep the space open for questions. I will request Sham sir to let me know 10 minutes before the session ends so that I keep the session open for questions.
So you have a sufficient time. Please go ahead, sir. We'll let you know.
Please. Okay, sir.
Put a text.
Okay, sir, definitely. Now the first fundamental, okay, again I repeat, some of these might seem very simple, but I have seen many students suffer, lose their job offers or lose the chances because of these basic mistakes. Okay, I don't know where the arrows are coming in from. The person who's doing it, please, I request you not to do it. Okay, the first thing, absolutely, and the most important and the non-negotiable thing here is communication, right? Now I know all of you are worried, thinking that your communication is not up to the mark. However well you speak, you might think you can do better. Let us look at the human mind, right? What happens? Let us say we are walking on the road and we fall. What is the first thing we see? The first thing is not where have I gotten hurt. The first thing we see is who else has looked at me. Who else has looked at me? Oh God, am I looking like a fool? No. And that same problem, that same mindset comes even in communication. Many times we do not communicate in English, or we do not communicate, or we do not answer thinking we might commit some grammatical mistakes. So the first fundamental thing that I want to tell students is communicate, even if you make any mistakes, right? How do you judge people? Even we judge people based on their communication skills. So use that extra time from now till your colleges reopen, or from now till you graduate. Use that extra time to prepare on improving your communication skills. It sounds very basic, but many students do not do. Okay. Now I am in my second year, so I do not have a lot of time to improve my communication. So what can I do? So for the second years, what can I tell is, see, all the domain specific topics you might not be able to prepare in this short period of time. So at least what I tell is prepare on the HR questions. I'll tell you why. The HR questions, if you see, the top 15 questions remain the same. Okay. Top 15 questions, tell me about yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Why should we hire you? Why do you want to join us? Show us some instances where you've shown leadership skills. Show how you are a good team player. Things like this, these top 10, 15 questions. What happens? Students think, hey, these questions are very easy because we have heard these questions a lot and they don't prepare. And what happens is in the interviews, when these questions come in, students then start thinking of it on the spot. They can't think because the interviewer is looking at them. 2 or 3 interviewers are looking at them. They get scared. They start blah, 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 stammering, and then they get scared, and then they lose the plot from there. So what I suggest to the second years, firstly, what you do is look at these 10, 15 questions. The advantage is you might have this question asked right at the beginning as tell me about yourself. If you're prepared well, even Tendulkar needs some time to get into the form, right? When he's starting to bat, even you will come into this form. And the moment you have answered the first question well, you will get into that zone. So second years, ensure that you prepare on these HR questions very well. I have seen a lot of people who have scored well in their written test, who scored well, who performed well in the GD, who have done well in their domain specific rounds. In the HR questions, they kind of mess up and then they don't get selected. If you are rejected in the HR round, compared to someone who has slept in the hostel room or in their home, there is no difference between you and him. Both of you have not gotten the job. So what is the point of sitting for placements if you don't get the job? You have to sit for placements to secure a job. Okay. So second years, prepare on these top 10, 15 HR questions, which we will share after the session. Prepare on that. And by prepare, I don't mean just look at the question. So look at the question. This is easy. I know this. No. The first years, you have more time. You have to put in hard work. You have to ensure that you start talking. You have to ensure that you start reading newspapers. You have to ensure you start writing. Very, very, very important. The other problem with communication is you can't improve overnight. See, if a particular subject you are weak, you can improve. You can spend one day and become better at it by, I know how most of, even I, how we are prepared for exams. We start studying at the last minute. Communication, you can't do that. Okay. Self-introduction. Let me just give you one example. Okay. Self-introduction. Like I told you, it's a practical session. Whenever we ask students, right, we recruit on behalf of 92 companies. Okay. Both engineering and MBA. Whenever we ask people to introduce themselves, most of them follow this template. Okay. If imagine now I pick someone in this webinar and ask them to talk, most of you will have the same template. I will tell you what that template is. Vinod, tell me about yourself. Okay, if I am the student, I would say, hi, I am Vinod Prabhu. My father's name is Manjunath Prabhu. My mother's name is Chitra Prabhu. I was born in Bangalore. My hobbies are cricket and music, and I study in this particular college. And we will stop it. My point is, that is already in your resume. You are telling me about yourself for self-introduction. If that is the HR question that you are asked, should be such that the interviewer should remember this. It should be fluent. It should be, what do you say? It should be impactful. I will tell you when I was your age, right? What I did. It was an interview with Philips. I'm an engineer from RV. So right after my engineering, I sat for Philips and I didn't know what to do. And my senior had told you, give something which is impactful. So I thought of something and I told him, and I went into the Philips interview. There were 2 interview members seated there. And they asked me, tell me about yourself. I didn't know what I would answer. I was not very good at technical. So I started by saying, panel, I have 4 statements for you. I would want you to guess which one is false. And the moment I said that, I saw the panel members look at me and then they looked at each other. And then I had their attention. And I told them 3 things about me. I told them I catch poisonous snakes. I represented Karnataka in badminton. And I was arrested by cops in once. And the 4th statement was a false statement. So my entire interview was about sports, was about travel, was about snakes. Okay, I am not saying this so that all of you tomorrow when you have an interview start off by telling the panel, I have 4 statements for you, please guess which one is false. I am saying your self-introduction has to be powerful, has to be memorable. To do this, the first thing that you have to do is talk in front of the mirror. When you talk in front of the mirror, when you record, right? When you record, that's what I say here. When you record, you will know the grammatical mistakes you commit. You will know whether you are fluent or not, and show this to your faculty and friends. Don't sit and think, oh, my communication is good or my communication is bad. It can't improve. It has to improve. It will improve. So this is something that I would want. Second years, focus on the HR questions. First years, you put in the hard work and ensure you start from the fundamentals and improve. First years, do all of this. Talk in front of the mirror, get feedback from it. This is very important. Fundamental. Without this fundamental, right? Anything that I show in the second half of the presentation will be a waste. Because any strategy that you do in the interview, you have to talk. Whether it is a live interview, whether it's a Skype interview, you have to talk. There is no other option. Okay, so this is non-negotiable. First fundamental, this is the first brick that you are building. If this brick is not there, the entire building will collapse. Okay, so very, very important communication. I repeat again, do not worry about grammatical errors. I am committing grammatical errors in this webinar. You will commit, everyone commits. If you focus too much on the grammatical errors, you are not going to talk. You are not applying for an English faculty position, right? You talk, even the interviewer commits grammatical errors. Get that out of your mind, firstly. Clean your mind, saying, okay, I have to be perfect. You don't have to be. You have to be better than where you are today. Okay. The second fundamental. So now let us say the communication point is something that you kept in your mind. Okay. First 7 things are about fundamentals, which you should absolutely focus on. The preparation for the written test. Again, no, a lot of people focus on the domain specific questions, etc. But they don't remember that the first round, the main gate is the aptitude round. If that gate is not open, how will you enter the home? Okay. So for this, what should you do? It's a difficult round. I know I don't like it. You don't like it. No one likes it. But you can't escape. So from now till the date of your online test, okay, take some good online resource. YouTube, there are a lot of good videos, including our own channel, 7 Sense Aptitude Prep on aptitude, different topics in aptitude, whatever you want, you get tests. Look at, for the second years, I would suggest look at company specific papers only. I'm saying this because you do not have a lot of time. So this is my strategy for the second years. If I am a finance oriented person, let me look at papers of E&Y, of KPMG, of Deloitte, or any other companies that you know would visit your college or you know you want to apply. Look at their company specific papers. You also get those on our portal, 7sensetalent.com. You get it on a whole lot of other portals. I'm not here to advertise our portal. You go somewhere and look at how you can prepare on this company specific papers. First year, see, it's an advantage for you because you have time. But 1 year will go like this. 1 year will go like this. Start preparing from the modules. You will have some trainings that are provided online or no. You be independent. Do not think, see, many students go with this mindset saying, oh, I have paid my fees to the college has to give me a job. No, college does not have to give you a job. College has to teach you. You have to make those opportunities yourself. You have to prepare on all of these, firstly. Okay? Free or paid, whatever it is. If it is paid, think of it as an investment. Spend 500 rupees here to get 50,000 rupees job per month. Okay? So think of that and focus. Again, if you don't focus on the written tests, what happens in the second part will be a problem. So second years, focus on only company-specific papers of your domain only. First years, you start from fundamentals. Okay, take any particular good online training agency, you will get these modules. Okay, so that is what I would say. Our website is 7sensetalent.com and look at it there. The third fundamental becomes interesting, the resume. How many of you have a resume that is ready and that, most importantly, that you feel is something you are very proud of? Oh, sakata, super is my resume. Until it becomes that way, you need to ensure that your resume is put. This is the place where the least effort is put. I have had students interviewed where their resumes have their parents' name wrong because they took their resume from their seniors or their friends, just change their name, change their percentage and submit. The moment that happens, not just that there are spelling mistakes, there are formatting errors, there are percentages that are not put, there are projects that are not explained, there is half-page resume, there are resumes where the student doesn't know what is put. When we ask them, hey, what have you put here as your project? The student looks like this and says, sir, what have I put? That is the effort that the students have put in the resume. People create the resume once, put it in that folder. On the date of the interview, they show it to the interviewer. No one has seen it other than the interviewer. This is something that you absolutely need to keep, because see, we will get resumes like this. And we spend, do you know how much time is spent on the resume? 3 seconds is spent. In these 3 seconds, if that resume is not impactful, you lose the chance. Before you enter the interview room itself, the interviewer knows, oh, this person can't do well in this interview. See, the interviewer is also human. See, we look at a trailer and say, oh, movie channel, hey, this movie doesn't seem good. We looked at a 30-second trailer and decided on a 2.5 hour movie. The interviewer is also human. He will look at your resume for 10 seconds and say, hey, not good. But if your interview resume is good, the interviewer will think, yeah, this is good. Especially so. So the opportunities are less, meaning every opportunity you have to ensure it is counted. So firstly, how I prepared. So I graduated from RV and then went to IIM Bangalore. When we created our resumes, right, the first thing they told us is you write all the points in your resume. Make a thing called as a master resume. Put in all the points, including even if there is lemon and spoon, sack race, whatever it is you put. Don't remove anything. That is your master resume. If it is 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages, 5 pages, whatever it is, you keep. Then remove something that looks silly. Remove points that are very silly, logical, non-relevant. Then make one resume. What I will do is I will also share the resume format. Because I can't look at the resume format entirely. I will look at the resume format and share it. And following that resume format will ensure you can keep all the sections. You will see one entire resume filled. It will be formatted. It will be very, very easy for all the participants. I will share it with the respected host, and probably as a broadcast or as an email, they will send it to everyone. You just look at how well that resume is prepared. I will share it in Word so that you can edit that resume and modify. Okay. But for that, you need to have some points. Even people who are in the second year will think, oh, I didn't do anything, I don't have points. No, you will have points. You will have attended sessions. You will have done projects. You will have done seminars. And a little bit of, see how mothers talk about their kids. If they do this much, mothers are going to say this much. Oh, super, super, mother, super. That is how you should also write in your resume. But there should be something here for you to write a little bit more. Something here needs to be there. This part is something that you need to think of. Then you can edit it. If you feel that it is difficult, again, even for resume, there are some people who can help you with. Okay, but this is something that individually you can do. I will share. We will have all the sections in the resume. It will be in Word format. You can only replace that project title with your project title, that seminar title with yours, it will look very nice. I have students from different colleges. Probably I was told by madam that there are some 20-25 colleges that are here. So you can then use it or share it with your friends as well. Second years, what you do, you ensure no point is missed. Very difficult to get additional points now. You can only attend some online courses and certifications and add whatever you have done. Ensure that in the master resume it is not missed. And then the formatted resume, you keep it correct. First thing, people like me, psychos like me, interviewers, if they are psychos like me, they will look at spelling mistakes. They will look at formatting errors. So ensure no such error is there. Okay. And first years, you have one more year. See, a second year, what you do, you ensure everything is maintained. First year, you develop some points. You see, you have to fill, and your target should be 2 solid pages of resume. And 2 pages doesn't mean, oh, personal details, I will write name, passport number, gender, caste, religion, hobbies. No. Don't make your resume longer just like that. It has to be strong points. Wow. Seeing a point, we should be happy. That is how your resumes have to be. First year, so use this point and you think every chance that you get, how will this help me in my resume? That is what you need to think of. Like I told you, psychos like me will look at spell check. Psychos like me will look at formatting. Students messing up their resume, like I told you, their students will put in half a page of a resume. Students will put in resumes that are grammatically incorrect. Students will put resumes that are incomplete. Students will put resumes that don't have their percentages. Students will put their specializations wrong. I've had all the students. You might think, hey, who will commit such basic errors? Students commit such basic errors. I have seen. My companies have seen. And when that happens, what do? The student loses that chance. For example, I have had students who attach their email and apply for jobs with the subject like this as FWD. They'll just attach the email. They'll just attach the resume and send. No one knows who they are, and even their emails will be Shilpa Cute 93, Ramesh Stud Rocky. The moment someone sees that, right? So these little things are very, very important. The moment the HR sees it, we just delete that resume. If the person is not serious to make a proper email address, a professional email address, write a professional email, how are they going to work? Okay, very, very important. Like I told you, well formatted. And the key point that I tell you is this last point. Everyone focuses on the resume. They'll make it very nice. They'll make it well decorated. Everything is good. And on the day, let us say you give the resume to the hands of the interviewer. The interviewer is seeing it for the first time. Now, it is your resume, right? So he will, when I get a resume, right? I look at this resume and I say, oh, this guy has done this. Let me ask. Okay, can you tell me about this point? Now the interviewee, he's stuck. Oh, sir, that I did in my first year, sir. That I did, sir, and I've forgotten, sir. That subject I'm not. Then the interviewer thinks, sir, what is the point? You have put in the resume to highlight. If you yourself don't know what you have highlighted, what will you know about things that you have not highlighted? Correct? So very, very important. Once you make a proper resume, look at it and say, what will a third person ask you in this resume? What are the questions that might come? They might ask questions on why the percentage has fallen in some year. They might ask you about your project. They might ask you about your paper presentation. Prepare what a person might ask you. Okay. First fundamental communication, non-negotiable. Second fundamental aptitude. Third fundamental resume. These are things that the interviewer looks at. These are things that the companies look at. This is not something that I want you to do well. Companies want you to do well. Not doing this well will ensure the opportunities will be wasted. I don't want any of you to waste any opportunity. The fourth fundamental is domain knowledge. I know all of you have a particular domain. Some of you have majors, minors, some of you only majors. Think, sir, what if my communication is very good? What if my aptitude is very good, but my domain knowledge is not very good? Why are you being hired? Are you being hired to give speeches in the companies? No, you are being hired to do work. In what? In the domain that you're hired. So a person who is hired in, let's say, as an analyst in Ernst & Young or any finance company, if that person says, sir, Excel, I don't know, sir, accounts, I don't know, then how will they hire him? How will they hire her? So revise all the topics of the first year. Very, very important. Where you find the time, I do not know. You can find time by reducing TikTok, by reducing all PUBG, and I don't know. I don't play any of those, but I know a lot of kids of your age do. Revise the topics. I'm not saying revise it from a video perspective where you have to answer and write paragraphs. No, you just know what they are. When they ask, you should be able to at least answer for 20 seconds some key topics of the first year. Okay, that is for the people the second year. For the people, you can't say, oh, no, finance is not my strength, I'm sitting for marketing, HR is not my strength, I'm sitting. You can't say all that. First year topics is something that you absolutely need to have a key. Okay, may I request people to not draw on the screen? You have opted in for the webinar, so please do not draw on the screen. So have one or two favorite topics that you're very thorough. Can someone tell me why we should have this part? One or two favorite topics that we are very thorough. Can anyone of the participants tell me? Anyone who can volunteer? Sorry, madam. Anyone who can tell me about this? When you have one or two topics that you are very thorough, the interviewer is going to ask you in that. He's saying which is your favorite subject, and you can always give that particular topic, and those questions will come on those topics. Okay, very, very important that you control the interview. Again, the thing that many students miss, you make, may I request someone to be on mute, the person who's not on mute. Okay, so many people write, they have fancy project books, notebooks, and what I don't know, the spiral bounds, etc. We ask them to explain their project. They do this. So when that happens, we think someone has spent 3 months doing a project, has no idea, has not spent any time to prepare, has not spent any time working. How will they work in the company? So very, very important that you, and secondly, it highlights your domain knowledge as well. So projects, both in the first and second year, you might call it organization study, you might call it internship, you might call it project, whatever you call it in your respective courses and universities. Very, very important that you know that in detail. I have students who ask me in the interview, when we recruit for Gammon India, when we recruit for Sher Khan, we recruit for Act FiberNet, students have asked me, sir, can you tell me what I have written there? What sort of professionalism is there? Very, very shocking. Okay, so ensure those mistakes are not committed. The fifth point that I want to tell you, okay, let us say communication is good, aptitude is clear, domain knowledge is all very good. Now it is the actual live performance in the interview, right? Again, here we are going to share the detailed format of interview evaluation that R92 companies use. What would those be? I will share that with the host, but very, very important would be all of this. When you enter, let us say I know you are all 20, 21, 22 years old. These might be your first interviews that you're attending. But you need to ensure that your first impression, see, the first impression is when you knock on the door and you enter. If you enter like this and you push the door and you enter like this, the interviewer thinks, okay, this guy is scared, nothing is going to happen. You need to knock, you need to greet, you need to shake hands. I don't know about shaking hands anymore after COVID, but you need to have a confident smile. If it's a physical interview, else even if it's a Skype interview, it has to be the same case. Grooming, very, very important. You need to be clean shaven. If you're for male candidates, formal shirts, hair. Same thing for women, all the appropriate makeup, all of that, whatever is it should be in under control. Dress and hair, very, very important. Communication, we have spoken. Body language in the interview. How do you handle questions that you don't know the answers to? How do you answer questions that you know? I will give you one simple thing, right? And where I like candidates, and 90% of people who follow this get selected. If we ask people, can you show me an instance where you have demonstrated teamwork? Okay, many people say, sir, in fest, and they end the answer there. But there are people who use, so you see, this is one answer, in fest. I will explain, answer it in another way. Sir, I am a member of my college fest called Gestion, and I am the head of the media team in Gestion. And in this particular media team, we have 28 people who worked, and we were also responsible for spreading, as in getting sponsorships. So people who answer, people who explain, people who expand. One, the interviewer thinks, okay, this person has really done. Second, These are questions that you will know the answers to because it is things that you have done, right? So all of this very, very important. Eye contact with the interview, eye contact with all the interview panel members, resume which I have spoken, technical domain. So interview evaluation parameter is a 3-page sheet that we will share. So I will share the resume format. I will share the 3-page interview evaluation format for all the participants. You will see how the interviewer is evaluating you. Did the person knock? Did the person shake hands? Did the person greet? For everything there are marks. Everything there are marks. Is the resume well formatted? Does the student have extra copies of the resume? Everything, including when we sit for companies, right? Do you know how companies judge person who comes in without a folder? We judge them here. For example, even the little things matter. Person who comes in without the folder, we judge them here. Person who comes in with the stick folder, we judge them a little higher. Person who comes in with the leather folder, we judge them higher. Why? Not because this person who has the leather folder has spent a lot of money. No. It is because this guy who did not even have a folder is not bothered of the interview. And this person has a lot of preparation. He spent in a lot of, that is what we want to highlight. Okay. Think of all these HR questions. We have looked at all of this part. So 6th and 7th fundamental before we move on. Percentage cutoff and backlogs. First and second years, don't have backlogs when you can. So you will still write some exams. Don't have backlogs in those exams. You might think a backlog we will clear, but some companies do not allow that. If you have backlogs, clear it right this semester. Whenever you're writing, if you have a backlog in the first semester, clear it. If you have backlog in any other semester, clear it in the fourth semester. Don't extend by a year. Okay. And if you are in the borderline case, many companies do not round off. 59.95 is not 60. So try to increase your percentage as well in this semester. This is the semester where even valuation might be lenient because most of the learning has been online. So this is a good chance for you to increase your percentage. The last fundamental before we move on, what are the new things that you can do? 7th fundamental, play the game. Can anyone tell me what is meant by play the game? If you know all the rules of the game, but if you don't play the game, what is the fun? Every opportunity that is gotten. See, I will tell you some things that I have seen. When we do drives, we will have students where 1,000 students would have registered. And on the date of the drive, only 50 people participate. Why? The other 950 are also interested, right? Why have they not turned up? Because they are not confident. They think, okay, if I go, I will not get selected, so let me not go. That is the wrong approach. Your point has to be, I will go and get selected. So I will participate. See, if you participate, you might get selected, you might not get selected. But if you don't participate, you definitely won't get selected. See, again, this seems very simple to me, but many students don't attend the drives. Whether it's in their college, whether it's their off campus, whether it's full campus, they don't attend the drives. If you don't attend the drive, anything else you do is a big zero. Because you're not going to sit in front of the company. You're not going to get the offer. Sit. Do not worry about, oh, if I go attend the drive, my mother will ask, what happened? No, don't worry about all this. If it is needed, don't tell your mother that there is a drive, but you go attend the drive. Once you get selected, then tell her. Okay? You can't wait forever saying, oh, no, I will postpone, I will look at it later. Your graduation, as in once you post graduation, as in the graduation is complete, you have to look at a job unless you're looking at a PhD. Okay? So these are the 7 key fundamentals that you have to do. Now, what are the extra things that you can do? So these 7 key fundamentals are helping you make the best use of the available opportunities. Whatever opportunities I get, communication, aptitude, resume, domain specific, participating and taking part, not having backlogs, all of these are 7 key fundamentals. What are the 7 new things that you can do now to create some new opportunities? Because the opportunities are less meaning. These opportunities I have to make use of. How do I increase the opportunities? How do I increase it? That is what we will see now. This is what we will see. Okay. The first thing is social. Okay. Sorry, may I request participants to be on mute? Okay. The first thing is on social media, right? The key action that is taken. What was done before, but what was not done before, what should you do now? Okay. Once, yeah, most of us have had a lot of fun on social media, on Facebook, on YouTube, and all the other social media. But with this, let us see how we can also use it in some other walks of life and let it be beneficial. Every company is now on social media. Every company is on social media. I'm not talking about TikTok here. I'm not talking about TikTok and all the videos here and the funny videos of 15 seconds. No. I am talking of these three things: LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp. These three, especially Facebook and WhatsApp, we have a lot of fun. But let us see how we can get. There is a saying in Kannada, Kasadinda Rasa. If these are the three which are the kasas, let us see how we can extract something useful from this. LinkedIn. Firstly, if you are on LinkedIn, firstly create a LinkedIn account. If some of you don't know what LinkedIn is, figure out what it is, create a LinkedIn account, put in all the details, all your achievements there, and with the photographs, so that someone who searches, once you submit a resume, people now search. If your name is Vinod Prabhu, they are going to search on LinkedIn if you are there. Then when you are there, connect to people, connect to your friends, connect to your seniors, connect to your faculty members, connect to your uncles, connect to your cousins. And the moment you connect, you will get to know more and more people. You know who is working where. And if, let's say, it is Ernst & Young, you know your cousin's friend is working in Ernst & Young. Connect with them and get some tips. Same thing on Facebook. When we conduct drives, right, we, Seven Sense Talent Solutions, we advertise on Facebook only. We can't call each person individually. We have 20,000 students in the database for every year. We can't call everyone. Post it on our Facebook page, and that spreads to those students. So you too ensure that when you are on Facebook, firstly, your college's placement cell. Second, if you know of consultants, if your seniors have told you that they got placed through someone, connect to them on Facebook. See what they are advertising. If many people conduct drives where they want students, they have offers, but they are not enough participants. So use Facebook that way. See where you can connect, not just to look at, oh, that girl who I met 2 years ago in that fest, where is she, or that boy. No. That you do or not do is up to you. But use this beneficially. Same thing in WhatsApp. There are many that ask you to be on their broadcast group. Many people don't even see the emails their college sends. I have students who said, sir, I didn't see the email from the college. I didn't see the WhatsApp message from my own college. First, start reading anything that you are a part of. See, because when you are a part of my Facebook group, when we share, I assume you will read. Not in that minute, but at least after 1 day or 2 days, you will read. So use these three key things. Every company now is using this aggressively, whether it is opportunities, drives, internships, any updates that they have, any key developments. Very, 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 very important. Now, these three things will help you do. You can look at new opportunities through these three: LinkedIn, Facebook, WhatsApp. All three. I know Facebook and WhatsApp everyone does. LinkedIn, definitely you create. You connect with recruiters. Look at some company, connect with them. Connect with the company, connect with the recruiter, and see what they are saying. Do they have plans to recruit? Do they have plans to recruit where? What is the date? What is the number of people? Let me give you an example. TCS. This is not relevant for MBA students, but let me just give you an example. TCS advertised for something known as Code Vita. Okay, meaning we are now going to conduct a coding competition through which we are recruiting 5,000 people. TCS. But where did they announce it? They announced it only on their LinkedIn page. So if you're not on their LinkedIn page, you will not get that information. Similarly, there are other companies. ShareCon, for example, advertises on Facebook when they conduct off-campus drives. I have Jaro Education, which only sends people emails, people who subscribe to their job alerts about drives that they conduct. I have employee experts, HR company, who conduct drives only advertise on their website. So each company looks at it differently. Not that every. So ensure that you be active on social media for something productive. You will also learn a lot more. You know about the company, new products that they launch, everything you will get to know. And your own brand. Imagine a professional looking photo on LinkedIn with key things that you've done. That is where it will be your foundation. Tomorrow when you join companies, it will build from there. And you don't need to be the best person to be selected. See, when I come to interview you, if there are 5 of you, you need to be better than the other 4. Which means your LinkedIn profile is there, their LinkedIn profile is not there, you are going to look better. It's a game of centimeters, millimeters. You just have to be a little bit better than everyone else. Just a little bit better. The other key thing that I will tell, don't get in trouble. What happens is this point that I tell you, after you are selected, right? This is a case of after you are selected. Just give me a minute. After you are selected, now companies do something known as background verification, where they then search your social media accounts to see if you have posted something controversial, posted something vulgar, posted something offensive. And if you do that, there is a chance that your job offer gets cancelled. So whatever it is, don't post anything that is controversial on your social media handle, on Twitter handle, on WhatsApp they can't do, but Facebook and LinkedIn they will. So please don't post anything that is controversial. Don't try to look cool and post some videos about animals being tortured or whatever videos that come on TikTok. Don't do that. Don't lose. See, that will mean after you have gotten the job offer, I have seen people getting removed that way because they'll post something about the own company that has recruited. Okay, don't do that. And your email address also. Please don't have a controversial email address. Have a simple email address with the name of your college or with your roll number or your full name. Just keep it professional. So the first key action that you have to do is use social media not for fun, but for something which is very productive. Have a LinkedIn account, have a Facebook account and WhatsApp account. Use it for something beneficial. Alumni network. This is one problem that I have with everyone, including colleges, including students. No one reaches out to the alumni network. See, they were your students or they were your seniors. So how can you use your key mantra has to be use anyone who is older than you. Anyone who is older than you, even by 1 year, you use them to get the job. How your senior, whom you are very close. Okay, so second year, they will have 1 year where those students they know they're very close. Reach out to them. You might think, see, many people, Indians feel, oh, I have not spoken to them for 6 months. How can I speak with them now? Don't worry. They are also human beings. They have also done the same thing. You reach out to them. Hi, Samir. I know that you're working in this company as a digital marketing expert. Can I get some more information? Can I talk with you? Reach out to them. They might be, again, being on LinkedIn, the moment, let's say you are from Don Bosco, and if you like the LinkedIn page of Don Bosco, they will recommend other people from LinkedIn, other people from Don Bosco. And then you connect with them. You will see your seniors, see where they are working. This company is something which is interesting. Reach out to them. They might have opportunities. They might also be searching. You might also be searching. And if you connect, you will get that job. Reach out to seniors. Many people don't do it. Many people don't do it because if you, Indians feel if I reach out for help, I'm seen as weak. Americans don't feel that way. They ask for help. They call it networking. So follow that networking approach. Firstly, reach out to alumni. Alumni also get something known as a referral bonus. If they refer you in the company and if you are selected, they get money. So they are not doing charity. They also get benefited. Okay. So reach out to them. Ask them for small thing. See, there's a saying in Kannada, Beralu Tagondu Hasta. Get the entry in the company. Get an entry and get in. Reach out to your immediate seniors. Take the help of your faculty members to reach the older batches. Ask your faculty members to refer you somewhere. All faculty members at the end of the day want to help you get selected. Take their help. My teachers, when I was in school, used to say, beg, borrow, or steal. Beg, borrow, or steal contact. You get that contact and ask them, share the resume. And share it with a lot of people. Do not think I've shared it with 5 people, I will get the job. No, you have to throw stones. That is a mango tree. You keep throwing stones. One stone will get you that mango. Don't throw one stone and say, I will wait for 1 month and hope that this works. No, keep throwing stones. Okay, use your alumni network, use your seniors, and the first year students already connect with your second years. Already see in your fest, etc. When the next year when it happens, connect with everyone. All connections are important in today's world. You can't say, I don't like him, I will not speak with him. Connect, ask help, and get referred. First was about social media. Second is about alumni network. The third key thing is live internships and projects. Many students think, if they don't pay me so much as a stipend, I am not going there. Why will I work? Company is exploiting me. I understand. Sometimes companies exploit. See, it is like this, like a seesaw, right? Sometimes companies become stronger. Sometimes candidates become stronger. During COVID, companies are stronger. Whether we like it or not, they are in that situation where they will say, hey, I will decide. So at that time, when there is a storm, right? If the trees don't bend, they will get uprooted. So that time we will say, okay, what do you want me to do? You have some internships, you have some projects, you have some small work, please give me. I will take it. Okay, whatever is it. Again, this will be on their LinkedIn profile. This will be, even your faculty members will have some company contacts. Ask them. Best way to build your profile. One, you might get paid. Second, you will have practical knowledge. Third, beautiful, your resume is going to look better, man. See, in your resume, if there are more and more technical, simple, common sense boss. If in your resume there is no technical, at least I'll tell you how I think. Okay, am I psycho when it comes to interviews? If in your resume there is a lot of technical, I will not ask you technical, meaning domain specific things. I will not ask you domain specific things because I'll think, okay, anyways he has done. I will ask a lot of HR questions. So the moment you intern, moment you do some projects, moment you do and you put in the resume, resume is going to look full. Resume is going to look full with domain specific, and you're going to be impressive. First question in an interview, when do you think the interviewer decides to hire you? If the interview is for 30 seconds, this question is to all the panel. Let us see if anyone gets it right. Interview is for 30 minutes. When do you think the interviewer decides to hire you? Anyone has a guess? Someone can unmute and answer. Interview is for 30 minutes. When do you think the interviewer decides to hire you? Anyone with any guesses?
When he finds that potential in us.
So is that Anusha who's speaking?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when do you think he finds that potential? What time? I mean, 30 minutes. When do you think he finds that in the 29th minute or 30th minute or after you go out of the interview?
In that 30 minutes, we have to try to impress him.
No, but when does he decide to hire you or reject you? Does anyone know?
After 20 minutes, sir?
They decide to hire you or reject you after 90 seconds. That is the global average. 90 seconds, 1.5 minutes. Interviews for 30 minutes, but they decide. That is why I said that first impression matters, grooming matters, how you enter matters. And the first question, in 1.5 minutes, they would have asked the first question, which is tell me about yourself. That matters. So why is the interview for 30 minutes? Why don't they stop the interview in 1.5 minutes? It is again about first impressions. They decide. Let us say if we like, and let's say I'm interviewing and I like this candidate. Even 1 or 2 questions they don't answer, I think, okay, what to do? He has spent more time on the project. So that is why he couldn't answer this. So I tend to justify. So in the first 1.5 minutes, if you're through, it is good. In the first 1.5 minutes, I'm also seeing your resume. When I see your resume, my eyes should pop out. Whoa, what a resume. That is what the expression of the interviewer should be. He should think, when I was 21, I didn't have this resume. Okay, so ensure you do this live internship project. Ask your faculty members, they have 100 projects that they can give you. Look at it from a company's perspective. First years, there is no excuse. Vacations, don't go home, relax, sleep, eat. No, that is all done in this corona time. Do projects which are very, very important. Okay, very, very, very important. That's about the live internship and projects. Now, the fourth key thing that a lot of people will have is, many people apply to every job. They apply to every job and then realize they don't like it and they won't get selected. You see which are the jobs that you enjoy and see what are the things that what are the jobs that are there. So a finance guy, please don't get pressurized and apply for a marketing role. You will not like it. You may not get selected, but even if you get selected, you will not like it. And then 3 months later, you are again searching for a job. So be very particular. Don't be choosy. Don't say, hey, if I don't get a job that is at least 35,000, I will not enter. No, that is being choosy. You be clear. I want a job in finance. This is, like I said, companies higher, we are lower this year. What to do? We have to adjust a little bit in salary. We have to adjust a little bit in location. We have to adjust a little bit in travel. I have had people who say, oh, Mane Jainagaru, office to Whitefield, oh, I will not go. This year, you can't do that. If it is Whitefield, also you have to go. Electronic City, you have to go. If it's another city, also you have to go. You have to be open. But don't adjust on this job. If you are liking digital marketing, don't go into field sales. Try for digital marketing, then adjust, compromise a little later. But do some detailed research to see whether the field that you have, does it have vacancies? Are there people who are being recruited? Look at that key point. Look at your key area that you like, and then look at some key research. For these areas, do what is in the fifth action. Extra courses and certification. Many of you have already done it. When you have done it, if you put in the resume, know what you have done. Don't do it only because of the certificate or because someone is forcing you. That doesn't work. See, now no one asks my 10th percentage, my MBA grade, engineering grade. No one asks. They look at the knowledge. They look at the achievements. So when you do a course, look at the knowledge part, okay, and see which courses you are attending. Make some notes so that if they ask in the interviews, you can answer. Webinars. Don't just limit it. If your colleges reopen, let's say in July, don't say, oh, now I don't need to do any extra courses. Then no. Students have a lot of time. See, you don't have to cook. Many of you, some of you might be cooking, I don't know, but you don't have to cook. You don't have to take care of kids. You don't have to take care of parents. Most of you have only one thing to do, which is study. That you have to do very, very well. So this is also very, very needed. You can say, oh, I got an MBA degree from this university. That every other person has. What is different in you? Those are the things that are different. The little things that are different. The sixth thing, and this is partial because I am also one of them, create jobs rather than search for. One of the placement strategies of few colleges also for few students, is to see whether they could be entrepreneurs. And many people think, if I have a good idea, I will become a fabulous entrepreneur. Oh, or I'm not from that college, I can't be an entrepreneur. No. Entrepreneurs, see, ideas will change. Once you start the company, ideas will change. One will work, one will not work, you will change. But you have to do some, pilot. Whatever idea you have. Some of you might be thinking of entrepreneurship. Some of you are not, but some of you are thinking of entrepreneurship. It's also a good time. It's also a tough time. Good time because when you have no other option, if you look at entrepreneurship, you will be desperate. You will make that succeed. Don't think, oh, many people think, hey, I don't have a business family, I can't start. Don't worry. If you are thinking entrepreneurship, start off in a very small way. This is not for everyone. People who have that interest. Don't feel pressurized to start because everyone is starting startup, everyone is talking about startups. No. If you want to start, do proper research, have a good team. It could be in your college or outside your college. Have some money that you can spare. Could be family, could be friends, could be loan. All of that, and then don't invest everything in one go. Don't invest everything. Start off small. Like you say, take risk according to your appetite. See, I can eat a lot. My friend can't eat. Doesn't mean he eats because I am eating. No. You take risk. If you have 10 lakhs of 10,000 to spare, then spend 10,000. And try working on that idea. Okay. Pilot is the key. Start off very, very small. Don't think, oh, tomorrow I'll start a hotel. No. Think of it starting in a small way. Check with your faculty members and then do. First is to do the first 7 and the next 7 fundamentals thing. This is the backup option. Or if someone is very clear that they want to start, this is also for you. If anyone is interested that way, you can also reach out to me for any help. There will be some e-cells in your college. This is for your first year students. Use the e-cells in your college. Everyone will have an incubation cell, entrepreneurship development cell, e-cell. Reach out to them, get some projects, see what is working, what is not working. It could be small, it could be big. You try that. Ultimately, you have to earn and start your career in a nice way. This is one of the options. The 7th key section is put all the other 13 into action. If you end this webinar saying, oh, sir said 7 fundamentals, then 7 key points, good. Now the webinar is done. Let me restart my PUBG game. No, you have enjoyment. I know this is the age where you enjoy. I know all of you are not going out as much. But keep in the back of your mind that you are the hope of your individual families. Your parents have struggled. You might not know many of their struggles, but they have struggled to pay the fees, to send you to colleges. Then their hopes are in you. Now is the time, whether in your first year or second year, you live up to their expectations. That becomes very tough. Don't be a burden on them. Remove their burden. Whatever burden they have, remove their burden, right? So very, very important that I want to tell these things. If you want extra courses, tests and company tests, you can always visit our website, seventhsenstalent.com. You can sign up, log in and practice. There are a lot of free courses that you can take. And if you want more video lectures on concepts and solve problems, you can like our YouTube channel, 7 Sense Aptitude Prep. There's everything to do with aptitude for participants. You can like, subscribe and share there. So this is an additional resource that we are giving to you free of cost. And after the webinar, I will also share the interview evaluation parameters and the resume template with the host for them to share it with you. And I would want to know leave this, what do you say, the field open for questions. What are your questions? What are your concerns? What are you scared about that you want to raise? And every question that you raise will help everyone else also benefit from those questions. I leave this field open for those. I have 78 people. Started off with 55 or something. We now have 78. So if there are a few questions, we can take. First point, communication. Talk. If you, I know you will have questions. I know that is why you've been a part of this webinar. No one has any questions.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Anusha.
So for freshers like us, now I'm an MBA student from the second year. So for freshers like us, when is the right time to go for walk-in interviews? Because right now college won't be able to get much of the companies for our placement. So if we want to go for walk-in, is this the right time to go? Because we have our final exams pending, we have our classes. So I just want you to guide us on like which is the right time for us to go for search
Or
of
walk-in
job.
interviews. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
So, good question, Anusha. See, the first priority has to be the career. If you have a walk-in interview tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
Attend it. I'm not talking. See, it is not based on this corona and all those problems, right? If you have an interview, let's say 3 days before your final exam, I would still say go and attend the interview. You might reduce the percentage of that in that year by 1. No worries. The company is not going to schedule the interview again. They might not. You get one opportunity. Don't let it go. Because if you are not coming, the companies will not say, oh, X person didn't come, we will conduct a drive again or wait for them to come. No, they will finish their requirement and go. Opportunities are few. Even, my point is, even if your exam is in the morning and the walk-in interview is in the afternoon, I would say you should go. Very, very important. Every opportunity that you get, this is not just for Anusha, it is for everyone. Skype interview, it is late at night because the interview is with people in the US or some Ernst & Young conducts interviews late at night. Many people don't come because, sir, it is late at night, I'm sleeping. I say, okay, what to do? If you are not interested in staying up late, then how will the company, you want the company to adjust? No. Like I said, the company has the advantage. Every, before, whether it is tomorrow, whether it is after the exam, every chance that you get. Okay. A steel tumbler fell down. Okay. So any chance that you get, please utilize. Please utilize.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ash.
So I have 2 questions, sir.
Please, Gagan.
Yeah, so we are doing now MBA, but everyone our seniors told that finance is a best specialization, but we take dual specialization, HR and marketing.
Okay.
So they says dual specialization is not much more good to comparing finance. Is it true or?
Okay, let me tell you, let me answer this. I see a lot of colleges, right? We are probably 250 colleges that we are associated with. Let me give you from my first-hand experience. Some data might be slightly different in each college, but on an average, when we deal with colleges, let us say a college has 200 students, okay, in MBA, in each year. What we see is that 100 students are in finance. Okay, 70 are in marketing and 30 are in HR. This is what I have seen on an average. Numbers might be more or less. Now, there are some pluses and minuses of being in each department, being in finance, marketing, HR, or dual. The disadvantage in finance is that there are more people in the department. So there is more competition, which is true. Secondly, the number of hires is on an average lesser in finance compared to marketing. On an average. So if a company comes for finance students, a company comes for marketing students, the number of hires by this company will be slightly lower. So number of students are more, Number of hires per company is less, meaning competition is going to be severe. Competition in finance is going to be severe. Why? Because many people think it's going to be comfortable, it's going to be a desk job, it is going to be AC. Well, it's something of their interest. So students will be more, hire by a company will be less. That is point one. I will answer the other way around, right? Since you have asked and you are a marketing and HR student. See, no company will say no to a good marketing student. Even the companies, irrespective of the environment. If the economy is good, I need more marketing guys because I want to sell more. If the economy is bad, to survive, I have to sell more. So marketing is an evergreen profession. I might hire less of any other role, technical, whatever, but marketing people, I definitely need. So to your point, whoever has told you that dual specialization, so it will be less of a priority or problem is wrong. 100% wrong. Irrespective of whether it is finance, marketing, whatever is your dual specialization, does not matter. The problem that you will have in dual specialization is, in the interview, you are expected to answer both. That is the problem. So if you are prepared well, you can't say when you sit in and say, I'm a dual specialization, marketing and HR. If they ask you about PF and ESI, oh sir, my major is marketing. You can't answer like that. The disadvantage, you have to prepare. Disadvantage meaning you have to prepare for both. So preparation will be a little bit in more detail for both the areas. That is the only disadvantage. You can, but also be clear. You know marketing and HR, right? Know where you want to go. You don't go into HR if your first preference is marketing, or don't go into marketing with first preference. Go with your first preference. Then if it doesn't work out, then look at compromising and going into your second preference. So there is no problem. Whether it is finance, marketing and HR, the struggle will be equal or the benefit will be equal for all three.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anyone with any other questions?
So, can you tell me like how to improve our aptitude?
Is this Archana or Ashwini?
Ashwini.
Okay. So that was the second. Were you there for the entire talk?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. So what you can do is, if you are in your second year or in your first year?
I'm in first year.
Okay. So first year there is an advantage. One, because you have more time. The disadvantage is all your friends also have more time. Okay. All people who you will compete with. So there is no shortcut for all of you first years. You go to a good online source or a good book. Let's say for aptitude, it could be R.S. Agarwal, quantitative verbal reasoning. There will be a total of 30 different topics that can be asked. 10 topics in quant, 8 in verbal, 12 in reasoning. So you'll have 30 topics. Take this good resource. Even like I said, even our online resource, sevensensetalent.com, or even our competitors, they are also equally good. You go to their websites, take up and do it well. You have time, 1.5 years. See, it's like a plant. Don't water it all in one day. Water it every day. Aptitude is communication. All of that is something where you water it every day. Prepare on the fundamentals. When you come to the second year, second as in the fourth semester, you start on company-specific papers. You just need to clear cutoff in aptitude. See, aptitude cutoff is 25. Ashwini gets 50. Vinod gets 26. We are both equal. After that, we are both equal. So you just need to clear cutoff. You don't need to think, oh, only the topper in aptitude gets the job. No. Once you clear the cutoff, then everyone else is equal.
Okay.
And they go to, okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good evening, one and all. Good evening, participants. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, yeah. Indeed, it's a great session today, sir. Because, yeah. Good evening, one and all. Myself, Dr. Anita GH, Departmental Head, Management Studies, DBIT. Indeed, it was a great session with our eminent speaker, Mr. Vinod Prabhu sir today, an alumnus of IMB and a successful entrepreneur, and currently the managing director of Seven Sense Solutions. When I take up to quote a few points about his company as an entrepreneur about Seven Sense Solutions, it basically over the last 9 years, sir has trained to the extent of 7 lakh people, especially through classroom training, and also around students to the extent of just to quote a few numbers, about 7,16,747. Indeed, it is a great achievement, sir. And also, Seven Sense Solution, it's all been tied up with 92 companies as of now, and the number goes ahead actually. And also, when I take up with the students' perspective, students are using the portal of Seven Sense Solution for every 1,30,000 minutes every day for taking up different kinds of online tests and courses. Sir, we are very grateful today to have with us an eminent great personality and entrepreneur, okay, with us, sir. And also from our college DBIT and also from the department side, I extremely wholeheartedly thank you for in your busy schedule giving an opportunity and guiding the students and giving valuable inputs for our students, especially MBA students at this juncture, especially in this corona situation, making your time and giving valuable guidance for our students, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your acceptance of my offer and giving the nice informative session for us all, sir.
My pleasure, madam. Absolutely. And especially thanks to you for organizing this, not just for your students, and being very generous and inviting all the other colleges. I know you sent me a list of probably 30, 35 colleges that are there. Thank you so much for sharing it with them. And hope students have found it.
I also thank almost around 80 plus students from various colleges across India. To quote a few, we have college students from MP Birla, okay, Nitte Meenakshi, RNICT, JIPS, Jawaharlal Nehru National College, PGS, residencies. So many colleges across India who have participated, shown interest, okay, shown their enthusiasm and taken valuable guidance and inputs from you, sir. So I am extremely thankful to all the participants from all the colleges across India. And regarding this, at the end, I just wanted to say, indeed, it was a great privilege to have a great visionary and an entrepreneur to share his knowledge with us, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah. And for the participants, we will mail your e-certificates to all your email IDs. And also along with this, we will be sending our feedback forms. I request all the participants to just give your valuable feedback so that it will be a stepping stone for us. And also, thank you so much for all the participants from the departmental side and from my personal behalf. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you, participants.